Full moon in Capricorn is here. You don't have to be extra, okay? Anyway, we are here, though. It is full moon time. This is also known as the book moon, okay? It's a lot of stuff going on, y'all. It is a lot of stuff going on. Okay, energetically, it is a lot of things going on. Okay, let me put this hair back like this. Anyhow, let's go ahead and dive into the deep though. This full moon is happening on 7/10 day. 7/10/2025. 2025 is already the energy of the 9. You're gonna have a 7. 10 is really 1. So you can really say that's 8 and 9. 9 and 9 is 18, which means that 9 and 8 is what, guys? 17, right? Which is really all the way back to the number 8. So this full moon is an 8 energy. This day, okay, is an 8 energy. Now the full moon is actually happening on Jupiter Day, and we all know that Jupiter is in the lovely sign of Cancer, dears, okay? If you have not watched my Jupiter in Cancer transit video yet, I affirm that you need to go watch that video, okay? It's going to affect everybody. It does not matter, okay? Especially though if you have Cancer in your big 3, especially if you are a Cancer sun or if you are a Jupiter in Cancer. Happy Jupiter return to you, boos, okay? For all of my Cancer sons out there, my fellow Cancerians, happy solar return, happy birthday, happy new year to us, babes. I'm 7/16. If you are a fellow Cancer, drop your day in the comments, okay? For any bookings, readings, massage therapy, free consultations, energy cleansing, all of that good stuff, y'all, to connect with your girl, be sure to also check out the description box below where you can find all of that good information and details, okay? Merchandise, the angel number hats. We have some new merch that just dropped as well, okay? So you guys check that out. And thank you for those of y'all who have already shopped my merch. Thank you for those who send tips, donations, who leave comments, who engage, who like. I really appreciate y'all. I see you all and know that support will always come back to you when you choose to step into your own life and do the same things as well, okay? Following your dreams, essentially what I'm saying. All right, enough of the formalities and all that stuff, okay? First of all, channeled song message as I was getting ready to come here and do this read for y'all is beating down your block, okay? Beating down your block. Now, whether you just heard the song, whether you love the song, whether it's a specific lyric in that song, for me, the messages, it's specific lyrics in that song, okay? And that song is a very upbeat, it's a very like, hey, that type of energy, okay? Today is Mercury Day, the 9th, 7/9 that I'm giving you all this read, okay? And Mercury is in retrograde. If you did not watch my Cancer season / new moon in Cancer video, I suggest you go back and watch that as well, because July is filled with a lot of twists and turns. All this stuff that's going on is not for no reason. We have a lot of planetary shifts that are happening, okay? We have Mercury retrograde that's getting ready to come up, okay? I'll do a video for you all on that as well, okay? So again though, right? Learning the way you can be able to apply it, the way you can have the understanding and the understanding and then an overstanding of what is really going on in this realm, who you are, what you are, and why you're here and why things are happening, okay? All right. July 10th, buck moon, okay? This is a full moon. So we know that full moons are times for letting go, okay? This is the moment to let go, right? Now, let me say this. Let's stop saying release, right? Because when you release something, right? When you release, you're signing your lease again for your apartment. You're signing that lease again for that contract. You're releasing, okay? You're not releasing a damn thing, okay? So let's not say we're re-signing up for it. Let's do it again. We're letting it go, okay? So you let go in full moon times. Now, because this is an ending, right? And because full moons are about endings and letting go, things changing, okay? It also brings about a lot of new beginnings because this full moon is a result of the new moon that took place 6 months ago. Okay, so if you go back to Capricorn season in January time, January time, when we had that new moon in the sign of Capricorn, whatever you were manifesting, you were desiring, you were initiating, you were planting, all that good stuff, right? That is what you're going to be seeing pour over underneath this full moon in the sign of Capricorn, okay? Now, of course, depending on where you have Capricorn at in your birth chart, also known as your natal chart, and also in your solar return chart. Check both charts, okay? That's how you get deeper insights. If you do not know your chart placements, if you do not have a birth chart, solar return chart, come see your girl. My birth chart readings are 50 minutes minimum. They're very in-depth reading. I go through all of your placements: sun, moon, rising, Venus, north node, Mars. I talk about a lot of stuff, retrograde, stelliums, all that in your chart, okay? And it comes with my free legend that I personally created. So if you guys are interested in that, you already know what to do, okay? The full moon, okay, is ushering in these energies, and it asks you, right, to really sit with yourself. Okay, I just have my notes here, but those of y'all who see me live, you know when I'm channeling and really I be staring off into space. So those of y'all who are new and you don't know that, there's something wrong with me. No, I'm not on something, okay? Be surprised times that I ask that. No, I'm not on anything. I'm just channeling. Real channelers, we're not going to stare at you and look like this and do that, because we're picking up, we're tapping into other realms, okay? Remote viewing and all that stuff. So anyhow, this full moon, right, is asking you, especially, like, let me go about the themes and stuff like that, because I find myself getting here, there, and there. And again, we do have Mercury retrograde energy that is already in the pre-shadow and is loading. A lot of us are already feeling this energy as well. Okay, so this full moon is happening on July 10th, 2025, Jupiter day, and Jupiter is in the sign of Cancer. Now, Jupiter being in Cancer, that this day is happening, and even though he's not necessarily making any aspects with this moon per se, I feel like him being this full moon happening on this day is very significant. Like the opposition that happens with the sun and the moon, because that's an aspect, by the way, for those who do not know. The sun is in Cancer, right? But this full moon is happening in Capricorn. Now they're polar opposites of each other. They're sister signs of each other, right? But they're already opposites in their own unique ways. Okay. And so now with this full moon happening in Capricorn, yet the moon, the ruler, the moon rules Cancers, right? And then Jupiter expands. Is kind of like, the analogy they're giving me is kind of like having more people behind your back, right? More protection, more support on your end, compared to the opposing energy. And the opposing energy, right, is Capricorn. Okay, so that's the Saturnian energy. So, for example, perfect example, right now, if you're in between jobs, thinking about work, maybe you're thinking about quitting a job, right? Yet part of you is like, well, I need the job because I got to pay my bills and I got to, yeah, that's Saturn Capricorn energy, right? Yet there's another part of you that's like, man, my time, I'm giving too much of my time, I'm giving too much of my energy. It's taking too much of this for me. I'm not able to do really this. I'm not happy. That is the opposition. That is the sun, and literally, goose, that is the sun, and somebody is going through that, right? And there's a couple of people going through that. I know it already. You ain't got to tell me. I know it. That's a sun and moon opposition that is happening, right? And so that opposition is kind of like a fight. It's kind of like a battle. And the person that's going to win, the energy that's going to win, is the nurturing energy. So that's the sun, and that's the Jupiter and Cancer energy, okay, this Cancer season, because it's about you. It's about nurturing you. You cannot take care of nobody else at no job, driving around, doing schoolwork, whatever it is. It does not matter. You can barely be there for yourself. If you cannot really take care of you, how can you take care of somebody else? Message, okay, that's real stuff. And so that is a huge message. Now numbers like 1010 is very significant. 555 is also very significant. Capricorn is an earth sign, and it is also a cardinal sign, okay? That is known as the quadruplicity or the modality, right? How they go about energies, okay? Cardinal signs are your Aries, Cancer, Libra, and Capricorn. So anybody that has those placements in their big three or a stellium, okay, and any of those signs, right, you're definitely feeling this full moon in Capricorn more than other people. You'll be affected by it more than other people, as well as my earth signs of Taurus, Virgo, and of course Capricorn. You're definitely feeling this a bit more and on a deeper scale, okay? Now, it isn't to say just because you're an air sign, right? Or just because that's not what that means. It's not what that means. It does not matter. Okay. New moon, full moon does not matter. It affects everybody. Some people just feel it more. Some people, it's a bigger impact on different people. Okay. So again, Aries, Cancer, Libra, Capricorn, Taurus, and Virgo, feeling it a lot more. Now, this full moon is actually happening at about 18 degrees, 17 degrees in some instances, but it's really 18 degrees, which is a Virgo degree, okay? However, there is a strong theme, a strong message of the government that I kept getting from spirit. Things happening, coming out with the government. Now, yes, they're already in the news and everybody is on them right now because of this, that, and third. Yet, it's going to be more stuff with the water. It's going to be more stuff with flooding. It's going to be more, because I told you guys, homes, foundations, buildings, businesses. I told you guys all of this stuff. I've been saying it. I just feel like a broken record. I'm just saying it. I'm saying it. I'm going to keep saying it, though, because that's what I'm here to do, for y'all to get it. Okay. jobs, okay, limitations, boundaries, discipline, responsibility, career changes is also very significant, okay, restructuring, again, organization and figuring things out is really the theme surrounding this full moon in sign of Capricorn, right? Because Capricorn is the sign, and Saturn, right, wants you to look at the bigger picture. Okay, a lot of times it's easy to see the small little things and use them or allow them to be roadblocks for you in a sense, or hindrance for you in a sense. So what's happening right now is there's a need and a desire and a strong purging of removing obstacles, removing distractions, removing the things that are not allowing you to really step fully into this energy that you're meant to be in, right? Especially for a lot of y'all when it comes to your business and your career life. Okay, a lot of that is changing for many people. Also be very mindful of the knees. Okay, just be very mindful of your knees, the bones, teeth. Okay, things surround that area could be significant. Believe it or not, somebody getting their teeth knocked out is an example of the full moon in Capricorn. Believe it or not. Okay, again, it just takes the right astrologer to be able to explain this to y'all, because I can break it down. I can break it down, and I love to break it down. Okay, now the tizime or time, okay, that this is happening is at 1536. Okay, 1536. So 336. All right, that's Central Standard Time for me as well. Um, oh, guys, Saturn, right, is in Aries. Okay, now he's not retrograde. He's getting ready to retrograde soon. He's not retrograde yet, though. Saturn is going to be in Aries, though. So Saturn being the ruler of Capricorn, right? That's all about you. That's all about self. Okay, that is all about charging forward, that ambitious like energy. So this moon is ruled by Saturn. So you want to find Saturn. You want to look at where you have Saturn at in your chart. Okay, you want to look at what sign he's in, what house he's in, all that, and then some. Again, I said though, Saturn is in Aries right now. Okay, so the Aries and Capricorn are both cardinal signs, right? So both of those areas of your life are being hit up really truly. And you also want to find where you have the moon at specifically in your chart, because again, this is going to show you, okay, this full moon is highlighting this area of my life. Let's say, for example, you have your moon is in the 8th house. Okay, this full moon in Capricorn. Let's say your 8th house is Capricorn. Just random example. If your 8th house is Capricorn, that means that your 7th house has to be Sagittarius, which means that your 1st house is Gemini. So for example, if you're a Gemini rising, right, that means that Capricorn is, you see how I just did that? Capricorn is in your 8th house, okay? Which means that this full moon in Capricorn is going to have you, for a lot of y'all, this could be things like having to spend more of your money. Okay, like your debts, your taxes, loans, and things like that could be very significant. Finding out information, finding out something that was hidden, a secret, anything like that could be very significant. That's just an example, okay? That's just an example. So it's things like that, y'all, that really will help you and show you and let you know what's happening. Now, it's not just about, oh, what's coming in for me, what's new. It's not about that, because when you talk astrology, it's you have your mundane, your surface level, then you can get really deep into it. Okay, so Capricorn, what is Capricorn really about? Again, the discipline that you have over yourself, the authority figures. Okay, that's also very significant with this full moon Capricorn energy. So that's what I'm saying. The government, something with the government, police, jobs, something like that was very significant. See, there's a crown. I also was getting something with the kids again. That's also very significant. I told you guys when we had I believe it was the full moon in Sagittarius, if I'm not mistaken, because I don't think that was a new moon in Sag. And that was a full moon in Sag. I told y'all they was going to find a bunch of kids, and they did. And even before then, videos before, I don't even think it was an astrology video. It was just a video of me channeling and saying they're going to find a bunch of kids, like an unveiling. They're going to find a whole lot, and that's when they found them kids in Texas. So I'm telling y'all, like, get in tune with yourself, please, and get in tune with this universe and this room and where you're living at, babes. Okay, because yeah, things are going on and things are happening, and you're not crazy. Okay, this full moon is actually, the ascendant is going to be Scorpio. The 3rd house will be Capricorn energy. So it is also going to be a lot of communication coming in for a lot of you all, communicating your needs, your desires, feeling like, hey, this is limiting me. I can't do this anymore. I'm sorry, I'm going to turn in my 2-week notice. I'm telling you, a lot of people are about to be leaving their jobs, quitting their jobs, being let go. Some people will be also receiving upgrades in their jobs. Okay, so like you receiving a promotion, an opportunity as well to do something better somewhere else. Okay, upgrades in the business area. So things like that is going to be changing too. For some of you all, if you have your own business or businesses, okay, this could be things like clients that could be changing for you, and upheaval in that. Maybe this is you scrapping your business. Okay, this is a great time to rebrand and things like that as well. It's a lot of messages that can really come about from this full moon in Capricorn energy. Okay, now let me tell you guys, when I was writing all this and everything and doing my messages, the two cards that I got for you all from this new deck of mine here, the number is literally like number 10. I mean, the cards look like a 10 to me. That pareidolia is very significant for me. The cards, though, is Beyond Boundaries and Celestial Wisdom. Okay, now for some of you all, this is you too also setting more boundaries for yourself underneath this full moon in Capricorn, right? Maybe you've been able to analyze and notice and kind of see, well, I need to tighten up and do that. Perfect time for that. Again, restructuring your business. Okay, the mountains are also very significant. I just got that too. Of course, ghosts, because they root Capricorn goat energy, but I don't know. It's some deeper stuff coming out and coming to light. Nonetheless, so this full moon in Capricorn, just know once again we're in Cancer season. Cancer season is nothing light, it's nothing to play with. The mother is nothing to play with. Just got dropped dead silent saying mother is nothing to play with. And so I really affirm that this July 2025 is really, I already know that it is, yet I affirm though that it is opening a lot more people's eyes. Okay. So this shit is not a game, and it's gonna keep turning up. It's gonna keep turning. That's what I get. It's gonna keep turning up. We're finna be in 2026. You had the Beyond Boundaries card. Now, to me, this looks like this. When I first, it's like a one immediately to me, like a one. It immediately like a one. Like I just saw one immediately, and then the Celestial Wisdom card. This is like a zero to me. So when I put it together like that, like off a first glance, can you see that? Can you see the 10? If you can see the 10, comment 10 if you made this far. Okay. So again, though, this talking about, I'll read the card to y'all. Break free from limitations and embrace the limitless potential of your soul. Expand beyond boundaries and step into your true power. So this is talking about you have limitless potential going beyond. Again, Jupiter being in Cancer, this is where he's exalted. He's very fucking happy and comfortable there. So even though he rules Sagittarius and traditionally, right, with Pisces, he's actually very much so happy under the realm and in the energy of Cancer. Okay, so what this is talking about, there is no limits. Okay, Jupiter is all about expansion and going and going and going and going and going. That's what he is speaking volumes to you. That's what he is talking about. So when we say break free from boundaries, when Saturn, because Saturn is about limits. Now, where Jupiter expands, Saturn restricts. Okay. Now, this is why we have the Jupiter in Cancer squaring Saturn in Aries. That is going to be happening. It's also the Neptune in Aries as well, right? Because Saturn wants it to be restriction. Saturn is like, nope, I gotta set these things in place. Nope, we gotta put this here, because you gotta get this lesson and get this, and and it's gonna help you with this, and this is making you disciplined in this. Holding yourself more accountable, recognizing certain things. Okay, the father like energies are also very significant with the full moon in Capricorn. Okay, memories coming up surrounding dads, emotions coming up surrounding dads. Some people may be unfortunately losing their dads. Grandpas, uncles could also be very significant, but more so dad-like energies. Okay, the Celestial Wisdom card here. Celestial Wisdom card was tap into the vast knowledge of the cosmos. The stars are offering you profound wisdom and insight to guide your path. Okay, so education, right? Furthering yourself, again, expanding, going beyond what you've been limited to. Okay, diving deeply into things, because again, Saturn being in Aries is all about you, baby. It's all about self. Do you not know an Aries? Okay, it's all about you, it's all about self, and that's what Saturn is talking about. So when those cards are saying, hey, do this, do that, change, do this full moon in Capricorn is saying, hey, be free, do what you want to do, trust yourself, do what's good for you, your soul, your mind, your body, your heart, your spirit. That's what this is talking about here. Okay, so letting go and walking away from jobs, choosing yourself, okay, home, nurturing yourself and other things, okay, changes and connections, again, father figures, walking away from certain type of situations that are in your life. Does not matter what it is, especially something that you cannot see the full picture. And again, I said something happening with the government. It is going down. It's already going down with them. I'm telling y'all, something else is coming, whether it's hitting tonight, whether it's hitting the day of the full moon, on the weekend of, just know that the energy is here. Like it's something. And I'm telling you, what I saw here has something to do with water. and the government. It has something to do with water. Okay, so like flooding, but I'm not trying to compare it to this lake stuff. It's something going on with their conglomerates, with their say their submer what? They're submer. It has something to do with their shit. Just know that, okay? Waters destroy buildings and businesses, business news, closings of businesses, again, kids, the government, and being involved in that, new job opportunities. Follow me to the next video, okay, where we're gonna pull us some cards for this full moon in Capricorn. Okay. See you there, babes.